Oh boy, feels good to be back. Welcome to another episode of AllTheMods 9 to the skies. Well, let's get right into it. I want to do a lot of things today, starting with probably upgrading our power system. Well, while I took a break, a lot of things changed in the pack. A lot of new additions, a lot of fixes, and all the bug stuffs and all those things. But the goal remains the same, getting all the mods star. Now, this is a pretty good goal, I want to do this as quickly as possible. For that, we need, of course, the summoning altar and all of these components that may look easy, but all of them require a lot of things. And one of those things that requires, that it is required, power. Because you need a lot of machines, you need a lot of power to run those machines. Currently, my main power system is this area right here, which is filled with, I think, 20 niotic generators or 18 niotic generators on blocks of blazing crystals. I'm gonna upgrade these guys into the nitro. But the problem is the nitro version requires us to get a ton and ton of, well, you probably guessed it, nether stars. And of course a lot of power as well, but that's all good and dandy. With farming redstone, we can make the blocks of blazing crystals. We need the nether stars. Now the nether stars we can get with a loot fabricator, which is probably the best option that we could probably get. The thing is, we need to get a data model of the wither, kill him a bunch of times, get this into the machine so it starts pumping out tons of nether stars. So let's get our hands into that. So first things first, we need a loot fabricator, which means we one netherite ingot, which just handle, and boom, we got a loot fabricator. Now then, data module, an empty one. We had the framework. How do we make these ones again? I keep forgetting. Let's just search for the entire mod pack. It's easier a lot of times. I'll just search for this. Probably this one, right? So we have our system. This is a bunch of crafting, but trust me, it will come in very, very handy. And then we also need the simulation chamber, because this is what's actually gonna produce things. Gonna grab that, and now we just need to kill the wither. Yeah, and also between episodes that kind of took 2 months of it, I did a lot of things around the base. So if you find something new, you can just ask me down below in the comments what I did to do that, and I'll tell you there. And I also made myself the angel ring, so I don't even need a jetpack. I can fly at will. And this is my wither killing chamber. It's just basically a boom into the class, so it could come down and place down all the wither stuff. Then back, should not break anything around here. It never did. It should never do. And then we just sit back and, well, let him spawn and then go in for the kill. You can't really do anything. You just sit back here and kill him. Of course, don't forget to make the data module, as I nearly did, before you start killing him. Oh, and also don't forget to actually have the thing in your hand. I didn't have the data model in my hand, so I killed 3 withers for nothing. I also just put it into a deep learner. There you go. And it actually now started to count. And then you can also go ahead and pop this into your bubble thingy, where it will just show the information right there on the top. Now I need more wither skulls. Okay, I think I have enough. Yeah, that should be enough. Okay, and after a couple kills, our module is now upgraded into a basic version, which means it can now actually be used on its own. Because until you make it a basic version, which is getting like 6 kills of a mob, then you are not able to actually use it in a simulation chamber. Even though this kind of side is kind of temporary, I'm just gonna go ahead and guys open. Now I put the simulation chamber, put it to data model, and you can see it still needs prediction matrices, which are these bad boys. These bad boys are kind of cheap to do. Just need iron, clay, and gold, and some glass panes, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and input this in. Now it does take a while to do single processing thingy, I guess you can call it that. And each time it runs, it will cost us 2,560 6 or FE, sorry, per tick. And then it will give us this generalized ender prediction, but it also has a chance. If you take a look here at the drop rate, also has a chance to give us the wither prediction. This wither prediction is the thing that then we can turn into the nether stars, and basically this thing now needs to run for a very long time, and you can see that the model accuracy is increasing each and every single time, and then when it gets to 48 kills, technically it will upgrade and it will upgrade and it will upgrade until you have the final version, which I believe will always guarantee the prediction, I think. And of course, these generalized predictions, you can just use it to craft basically some resources, like for example, some nether or some end resources like dragon heads, of course, fruits, ender pearls, or even endstone if you want to. You could just safe keep these ones like somewhere in your system or in a drawer or something. I'm gonna put it into a drawer over here, and then I'm gonna just pipe up the items from here onto there. There we go. Then I'll pipe items here, and then I'll pipe the prediction matrices, the wither ones, into here, and then this one will output us nether stars. Now, of course, right now this is not very much automated, and you're right, it is not. So what we need to do here is that we need to link this into our system. All we need is an exporter, and then we'll probably need an importer just to make things go smooth. There we go. Now this system is now fully operated. Basically, you want to get an exporter with a crafting card telling you to export matrices into the system, and then you just make an importer, and when you get a prediction, there we go, we just got one, boom, we get a nether star. Now if it nether stars, we already have 5 plus these ones, we now have 13 nether stars, which is amazing. We have infinite nether stars. A quick side note, I am getting a little bit of issues patterns right here, the ultimate tier versions. I'm trying to come up with a fix for it, but basically if I have them in my areas over here, they were just sitting here. If I tell my system, oh, make me 10 of these, he just won't. He has all the resources needed, but he doesn't actually craft anything. Just gets stuck in this and doesn't do anything. I don't know why. If anybody knows, please let me know. Never mind. I had one misplaced blueprint. Yeah, and it's not working. No. Now this little guy is producing 600 FE per tick, and a nitro one does 3.5, and that is an amazing difference, and will just boost my power generation to a whole new level. Really, basically all I just need to do now is just grab a couple of upgrades, you know, and just start putting them on things like this guy. Now we can hold a lot more power. Never mind, I forgot that this block gave it an upgrade. They're actually producing, this one is actually producing 1680, and this guy is nearly doing 10,000 each. So I got 5, they're 50,000, nearly 50,000, just these 5 blocks. And these guys all together come up to a very shy, it's like not even 7,000, like these 4, not even 7,000. So I'm just gonna upgrade all of them to nitro. Well, I just got myself a wither, and then I made myself a fluid laser base with a purple lens, and we're pumping it up in ultimate fluid tank, and now we have ether gas. Make the industrial foregoing supreme machine frame. Pretty good, dandy. But for the next step, now that we have this part sorted, we kind of need to go into, well, the name of the mod, AllTheModium. And by that I mean we need to get our hands on AllTheModium, which I don't yet have. And I believe it's kind of a bad thing for me, right? Because it's one of the best items in the game, alongside unobtainium. You know, go from AllTheModium, vibranium, then unobtainium, and then you can even make the alloys. I'm not sure if they have the alloys here. Do they have the alloys? I'm not sure. Of course, to do this, you have to go through several mods because, as you can see, it takes things like Forbidden Arcanas, it takes things with thermal expansion, it also provides some arsenal, power, like you need several different stages for it to work. So let's get our hands down working. Now I've made all the automations necessary for all of these resources, but there's one thing that I am that sadly is a way of getting the phantom membranes, because the phantom membranes are required to make this, the I don't know what to call this, this dust, and this dust is used in the Dioram ingots. So we kind of need to get our hands in the data module from some phantoms, and then just farm them the way we're farming the nether stars. Well, even though that's the case that we do still need the membranes, we can also go ahead and make all the AllTheModium we can have, which is this. 9. I do believe this should be enough, I believe, because now we need to make it into a block. And after block, and then make a laser drill. Because it says here that the AllTheModium block is how you make yourself an infinite source of AllTheModium. Now, what do they mean by this? Apparently, I need a laser drill and a base or a laser base. Then I need to place the AllTheModium block in the left slot. Base. Let's see if that works. I doubt. So I am getting progress. I'm not so sure what's gonna come out of here. Would you look at that? We got raw AllTheModium ores. Now this is pretty good, because I believe that means we can use the enrichment chamber to get some extra ones. We can use purification chambers. I believe we can go all the way into like 5 times. I'm not sure if I can get it up to 5 times. We can definitely try. We can get like a lot of. Just use hydrogen chloride here. We can get a lot of it from there. Use the enrichment chamber. We get some dust. Use the purification chamber. We just saw some oxygen. Double. So that's amazing. That's pretty cool. Now, what's the easiest thing for me to do right now? Would probably just be straight up smelt. But I don't want to straight up smelt it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna pass it through the enrichment chamber, and then we can cook it. Now I kind of need to put up some drawers, because this is actually giving me more than just a raw ore. Like giving me some coal, platinum, tin. So I kind of have to deal with those items as well. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get more. So I have that. So I think for now we're good, and we already have like nearly 120 of this, which is amazing. And now I'm full up with AllTheModium armor, and I have also upgraded the data model into a basic version, which means we can now farm infinite membranes whenever we need to. But before we move on into vibranium, we need to do some extra things. Now I'm just starting to get my hands on some integrated dynamics by getting some mineral saplings in the market from one emerald. Then what you want is to get some crystallized mineral chunks and some logs. Then if you squeeze in the logs in a squeezer, you can just jump on this basic version. You can jump, put a drying basin, and then the liquid there, and then set this guy with a button, and as soon as this guy cools off, it fire block, which is amazing, because what we want to do now is automate this. To automate this, we need the upgraded versions. This guy needs an energy battery. 2 of these. Okay, then crap. We need a total of 4 of these. And I'm not gonna have enough for 4, I'm gonna have enough for 3 of them. Yes. I need to grab a few extra ones, so just jump on here and make some blocks. And then we should be able to get 4 of these, because we want a mechanical squeezer and mechanical drying basin. They might be wondering, well, why on earth do I even need any of these? Well, the squeezer is a really good one to have to break things down, but drying basin is really the one that I'm after here, because if you look at the recipes here, you can really take advantage of this one right here, where we turn mud into dirt. Because now I need a lot of plantations for mystical agriculture. I have no dirt automation. This will give us a bunch of dirt. Even though the automation is a little bit weird, it is now working. So basically I have a pattern provider giving dirt, then the items get processed, then I got a hopper pulling the items from below and then into the chest, and then I got an importer taking it back into our system. For some reason the logistical transporters were taking the mud from the basin, and putting the importer into here would also take the mud, even if I tried it from below. So this is the solution I kind of had to find to get this working. Oh, there we go. I made myself some farms, and now we're having a good amount of wheat going on, as long with some nice amount of Ethereum. Now, I already went ahead and basically all the Ethereum I had, I made some Insanium, and actually was able to make Master Infusion Crystal. This is going to be very helpful whenever we craft anything related in terms of Ethereum, or all the other versions like Ethereum, Produntium, Imperium, all those things, because this one has unlimited uses and the other ones do have a finite amount of uses. So like the main thing you should do in order to get your hands on basically all the essences you might need in order to get like the tools, the armor, and all those cool that come with. Oh, and I also made these seeds on Ethereum land. This means that we're also getting some extra seeds, so we need some extra Ethereum because of processing in the seed reprocessing, and then we'll get us some more seeds. And we're adding wheat over here, so we have seed plus actual just wheat, you know, food as we need. And then we have some extra slots for other farms. Now I do have on all of them some plant fertilizers. Now they do not have any sort of input right now, but they do have a range tier 4, a speed tier 2, efficiency tier 2, processing tier 2. The range tier 4 makes it perfect for a 9x9, which is what this plot is, as you can see. And then in the middle I do also have 4 lily pads of activity. The thing I'm using to harvest is an harvester pylon with an AllTheModium hoe, which is destructible. I'm not so sure if I put like the fortune on this, would I get more? Maybe, I'm not sure. Please comment down below, because I have no clue. This one is using the same setup, and of course we do have a drawer on top that's actually holding all the items farming. Now I am going to link this into our main system, probably start inputting it into your bone meal, but I do need a very large amount of bone meal production in order to keep up with that speed. For example, just grab some of this bone meal. Let's take 1,000 bone meal. Just took out 1,000 bone meal. Let's see how quickly we can run out of 1,000 bone meal, and now running on, and how quickly I can make it back. Well, we don't even need to wait. You can see I barely gotten any bone meal back, like a stack back, possibly, not even that, maybe. And we're pretty much done here. Saw that I had a lot more bone meal, so this burns through a lot of bone. Now I should also start on create, basically one of my favorite mods, and we do need to start producing. I need a lot of things from create. Want to do this because one of the requisite items is actually a mechanical arm. That's this recipe right here, and of course it like create things overall, so we can automate a lot of materials and resources using create. So we need to have a decent power generation for create and a good way to actually stuff. Now take a look at create mod. The way I'm mainly gonna be powering is probably through this, an electric motor. Now to make this bad boy, you do need mechanical crafters, and these bad boys take tubes, which take iron plates, quartz, yada yada yada. We can make these ones here in the enrichment chamber, which is probably what I'm gonna set up right now. But of course we do need the iron plates, and I haven't made a multi-press servo, so I'm probably just gonna use the presses now. Oh, this is a very primitive setup, but it should work. Just put the items in place, and then of course you wait for the magic to happen. No, that's not what. Boom! It's gonna be super slow because the only thing powering right now is basically water wheel. So yeah, we definitely need to improve on our creativity, and we will be able to as soon as we have one more. So here's our first and initial created setup where we can make our motors right here. We already have a press down and we have the rowing mill, which is also an item that we need. And well, with all this now getting ready to scale 10 times more into a lot more machinery, I think it's time for us to end the video, because there's a lot, we have done a lot today and there's a lot more to do. So as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't, and see ya in the next one. Bye.